Hey guys, what's up? My name's Theo. I play middle linebacker for the Hilversum Hurricanes. That is in the Netherlands. That is in Europe. I play Euroball. Welcome to the channel. Typically on a Monday video like this, I'm going out to practice during the middle of the day, but we have a break. Not really sure. There's some stuff happening in other countries, and we have a multicultural team, so they're back home doing things, visiting. It's also nice and summery, so people are really out enjoying the weather, and hopefully we can cheer ourselves up. And then on the Friday videos, I do comment response and news. This is, like I said, typically I'm out at the field and I'm recording stuff or doing practices. I have been on light duty. I'm going to be on light duty following for a while and probably going into the summer because I'm still healing from two partially torn tendons, ligaments, supraspinatus, and then the biceps tendon right about there. Do physio like 3 times a day. But I'm going to check with my physio in a couple weeks to see if I can actually play in our game on June 5. That'll be the last game of the year, and then, yeah. So I figured since it's middle of May, and the spring sports are going to be stopping here sometime soon, and a lot of people are going to be looking at getting football gear for the upcoming summer practice camp season stuff, this would be a good time. I did see the channel Footballers put out the best gear for linebackers, and you can catch out that video here. However, I watched it. It's a very, very expensive gear thing. They chose. They go after who wears what in the NFL, and I'm like, these guys make the hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars, and sometimes they're even given things by the team to use, like the best of the best, because you don't want to. If you have an employee that gets hurt due to substandard equipment, that's on you. That's how that functionally works. However, most people that I know, especially European players, are buying their own gear, and while they see stuff in the NFL, they may not be. My European friends are a bit thriftier than Americans. Americans will spend a lot of money on something because they need their gear to speak more than they need their skill to speak. Yeah, I said it. So this is mainly to help out my Europeans, and then the folks that play like semi-pro or club sports in the States or Canada that need to buy their own gear and are not rolling in the money to spend $7 on a helmet or $600 on shoulder pads. Okay? So yeah, let's go. First off, we're going to start with the basic, the shoulder pads. Like, that's the one thing people notice. Like, there's obviously the helmet, but the shoulder pads are a big deal. I use Zenith Element Hybrid. These are adult medium. These are designed for running backs and linebackers. As you can see, they fit pretty well. They come over, they cover my shoulder, everything's good. I've been using these for a couple of years now, and they're perfectly fine. I haven't, when I've injured my shoulder, it's been probably due to stuff that's an overextension of the arm, not an actual impact of the arm. So like reaching for a running back and then he rips my arm backwards like that one. That's probably, the shoulder pads ain't gonna do that. That's just me being weird. However, you don't need, those cost me $300, and I had to ship them over from the United States, and that was a whole crap ton of shipping. There is a company that has a warehouse here in the Netherlands called Varela. They tend to price things a little high, but I shop there if I need something on the fly. Like when I busted some white cleats out wholly at practice one day going against the sled, I planted so hard in the ground and I just pushed into the sled that my cleats blew out the outside and my foot slipped out. Yeah. I ordered cleats from Varela because I wanted them within like 3 or 4 days. But if I can wait like a week or so, I get it from AmericanFootballShop.de. But in terms on their website, as I'm looking at, good functional gear that's not very expensive, like other YouTubers tend to put out for their shoulder pads, like Shutt Varsity Flex Untouchable All Position Pads. They're good for your linemen. They're cheap, and they're like 175 euros. That's certainly better than the $300 equivalent that I spent on these pads. If you want to go, like if you're like, hey, I got, you know, if you're just like putting it like, and there's also skill pads that are roughly the same size. Skill pads just mean you can move your arms a little bit better. There's not as much chest protection. If you know, you know. However, they do also sell like the Gear Protect razors, which are like $400, but they also sell basic Champ Pro AMT 2000 multi-position pads for like 150 euros. I'm very aware that it's really nice to have the really expensive pads, but sometimes expensive, brand name, doesn't necessarily mean anything. And this goes for helmets too. Okay, so for helmets, this is my actual game team helmet. It's a Zenith Epic Plus, and I got it through a sponsorship deal. It was very expensive. This is an older model. Zenith doesn't really have that right now. A helmet is probably something you should spend a little bit more money on, as your brain is a little bit more important than your collarbone. But I need my heart. No, you need your brain. Like, your chest can take a pounding from like getting hit pretty bad, and you can lose your breath, but you get a little bit of Hersenschütteln and you can go stupid the rest of your life. Just so like, in terms of helmet, you want to, you know, it's not just a shell around the head. It's something to kind of keep your brain. You need like multiple layers, because your brain has the fluid it sits in, then your skull, and then like your skin and hair, depending on like, not so much hair for me. And then, as you can see on the inside, this helmet has like a bonnet on the inside, and then there's a space around that for hard plastic. So like, you can go a little bit, but that's on the higher end of expensive. Helmets do get good as you go higher, but getting like a SISU or a Riddell Speed Flex with the little pattern thing on the front, not entirely necessary. Because like, from that same German website, you get the SISU Zero helm, including face mask. The damn thing's gonna run you 850 euros. But like a Riddell Speed Flex, also sitting here, diamond helmet with the one that you see in the NFL, 644 euros. However, for like a Schutt helmet, looking down here at like the Schutt Vengeance Pro, which is a good helmet, it's a great little starter helmet, 271. Again, helmets are going to be more expensive overall because there's much more technology involved in them, and they do protect something more important. Youth helmets physically are just smaller, so they're going to be a bit cheaper. Do not fall into that trap. I know some of my Brazilian friends are like, I can get a youth helmet, it's so much cheaper, and the same size. No, it's not the same size, I guarantee you. Youth helmet is designed for like 10-year-olds. But even here, like the Schutt football helmet Air X Pro VTD2, it says available short notice, $229. Helmets are going to be expensive, but you do not need to spend $800 on one. $800, we'll go with bucks. Like even the Schutt F7 Collegiate here with multiple panels and all that stuff is $419. Again, if you plan on playing for a while, maybe. Football is an expensive sport, and then like I've seen Riddell Foundation helmet, $193, but the Riddell Speed Flex Diamond, $658. Riddell regular Speed Flex helmet. Technically, Green Gridiron does sell functional helmets. This one is designed to look, replica of the Carolina Panthers. It is a functional helmet. I do have a video you can check. I do put it on. It doesn't have like an internal little thing to put on the mount or whatever. And I could wear that to practice. I had to take off the safety stickers and everything, but it also cost me like a lot of money because it's a real helmet, not a decorative helmet. In terms of like outerwear, just get yourself, like if you're going for practice gear, your team here in Europe and in clubs probably will provide you with a uniform. Whether you get to take it home or not, I don't know. If it's personalized, I don't know. But you don't have to really worry about that, especially for your high school. If you have to buy your own gear, they're going to provide your uniforms. But your practice gear, maybe not. Just get crappy. Like it. Yeah. If you're responsible for it, buy the cheapest, jersey you can. that'll fit your shoulder pads. But in terms of like what you would call swag, I would just go to sleeves. I personally have a discount code. It's linked in the description. It's a coupon code, so you put it in at checkout, you get % off your order. It does actually help out the channel, and you can go there and get pretty much anything and anything. There is a lot, for the Europeans out there, there is a lot of American flags and religious iconography all over that stuff. But you can still find some stuff. They do put like arm sleeves in various countries, like soccer. And you can look at their website. Okay, back to functional gear, stuff that, you know, you need. I bought these 3 years ago, and they are intended as my game cleats. Since I've been burning through my practice cleats pretty easily, I've been utilizing these for practice, but yeah, see, they are vapor, the blue, you can see the cleat patterns at the bottoms. I got these off eBay because I wanted this very, very specific design, but they're 5 years old, so I'm gonna have to upgrade soon. But these are like, you don't have to get $300 Air Jordan cleats or anything. And I'm looking at you, Diego, just saying, I need these cleats. No, you don't need these cleats. The term Jordan adds $200 to the thing anyways. If you're not willing to spend that money, then don't buy anything that named Jordan. It's obviously gonna jack the price up. But these are like 20, but these were like $70 and I got them off eBay. If you look up football cleats or American football cleats, if you can figure out, if you already use some means to get over the United States, I would say utilize eBay over there. The shipping and the imports may be a bit, but you may be able to find a better variety of, you know, actual football cleats with the front teeth on it. Because with American football, you spend a lot of time kind of more on your toes and pushing off forward than you do planting and moving off to the side like you do in other sports. You know, maybe not so much field hockey, lacrosse, all other stuff like that. So having those front teeth helps the cleats on the front. Now, in terms of gloves, we're not going to go with expensive stuff again. For linebacker specifically, I would say get yourself some padded gloves. Now, for those of you who do not live in warm climates, the cutter's gloves are really good because they're very padded. I wore these in cold games. My hands were sweating on the inside. It was good. I didn't have frozen hands. As you can see, they are Cutter Gamer 3.0s. They fit really well. They keep my hands warm. They got good stick on them. And like I said, they're ever so slightly padded per knuckle, unlike some other gloves that I have, where the pad goes over the knuckle, so it just feels weird doing this part, because the only break in the pad is right here. So this knuckle and this knuckle have to stretch that pad over them, and it's probably good for a wide receiver because you need to catch the ball with your fingertips, not your whole hand. But I don't know about that one. In terms of linebacker, they work well for when I put my hands up and they want to slap my hands away. There's still a little bit of padding there. But these I like better. And then for if you don't necessarily need padded stuff, you can always go with Adidas. These things cost me like $30. I've seen other things where people are like, you should really buy these gloves. They're like $150. I'm like, why? Oh, the tack on them's really good. Where do you guys play? I fall in the dirt. I fall on the field once, and I have to wipe my stuff off just to get the tack back because the sand and the dirt is all over the stuff. But I guess, in America and Canada, everything is turf all over all the place, like Yellowstone National Turf Park. But like I said, these are cheap. You can get them off eBay. My European friends, again, if you can get into the United States internet-wise, you may be able to pick up some stuff. I do not have any special connections. Just letting you know. I do not have any special connections. But I can give you advice on how to find things that might be cheap. But again, I don't have any connections to get things over here free. I even pay import fees. The only thing I can do, like, the only thing I would know is if, say, me or my husband had to go back and forth to the States for, like, work purposes, then we could shuttle things in and out. But we moved here so he could work here, not back in the States. We don't shuttle back and forth. Plus, shuttling back and forth to home is Amsterdam to Portland, not Amsterdam to New York. And, yeah. Anyways, I will catch you guys on Thursday. I will be partaking in practice, but light duty, no contact. And then I'll have physio on Saturday. And then we'll figure out how things are going after that. So Sunday, or the next Monday, next week's video, I'll have more information about whether or not I'll be on June 5 for that game against the Trojans. All right, catch you later.